everyone. Welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and another episode of our whatever report where I ramble for an hour and apparently it entertains John. So I don't know if it entertains anybody else, but my friend John likes it. So there you go. So we are hanging out on a Saturday evening. I didn't know if I'd get to do this week, but schedule changed on a few things, so I did. There will probably not be one next week. Actually, I know there won't be one next week, but unless I make it a whenever report, we'll see. But yeah, Brett, what's going on? The unruly Simeon, I believe your Bulldogs pretty much rolled today, and you get to watch Alabama lose. So there you go. That sets up Tennessee as being maybe your dangerous opponent coming up for your Bulldogs. So. But yeah, we are hanging out on a Saturday evening. This could be a short whatever report or a longer whatever report. Gonna rely on you guys a little bit this week because I don't have that much to talk about. Dre, what is happening, my friend? Because we're gonna start where we always start. What are we drinking? We are back on the Russell Reserves 10-year that I opened. Was that last Friday? 2 Fridays ago? I forget now. Excuse me. And I can say, I'm on vacation this next week. I actually took Friday off as well. And so I was Thursday night knowing I wasn't going to work Friday. Last night, and this is the first glass of anything I've had this week because I've been on vacation, which is a little surprising, but we'll get into it now. So there you go. That's what we're drinking. If we need a refill, it's sitting right there. Little Russell's Reserve. You need single malt. I have had single malt of. What did I have a single malt of? I don't remember now. I can't remember. No. Oh yeah, I don't feel sad for either. Although I don't particularly want to see Tennessee have good luck either. But I'm not sad to see Bama lose. So, what else are we gonna? Oh. Whatever's coming up on the channel. So if all goes according to plan, there should be a Cash or Trash Down tomorrow and D&D tomorrow night. And then after that, we won't be back till Wednesday with a little Monstrous Volume 7. We'll be doing that on the Indie Show with my crew Los, Daymares, and Tacoma Comics. So after a year since the last trade came out, we're going to be picking back up on Monstrous. And then the next weekend is going to be super light because I'm not going to be around. I'll probably try to get a look back done before I leave, but otherwise there might not be anything next weekend. Whoa, my computer did funky things. That's interesting. But that's what we got coming up this week. And we are flying right through these. What do we got? What have we picked up this week? And the answer is nothing. We picked up nothing this week. Had nothing come in. My stack here is still what's left from last week. And when we get to what are we reading? We read Sandman. We talked about that on Wednesday. This week we read what were we talking about Tuesday? Black Hammer. We were talking about on Tuesday. But I had 4 issues last week that came in my Midtown order last week that didn't. They didn't. I didn't get them read. I didn't get them read last Saturday, and I still haven't gotten them read. So there you go. I've been not a fast reader or something this week. I don't know. What else? So yeah, that's not what I wanted. We're clicking right through my subjects and topics. Because, we're already through what's coming up on the channel. What are we reading? What came in this week? What are we drinking? And we're 5 minutes in. So this could be the shortest whatever report ever. We will get to what are we watching. We do have Shulky to talk about for sure. So I did put her on the thumbnail because I hadn't actually used her as a thumbnail yet. And so we are definitely going to get into that in a minute. But let's talk about So what are we watching? Whatever we're watching. So, we will talk She-Hulk in just a second. We'll finish with She-Hulk. So I am caught up on House of Dragon. I'm caught up on Andor. I finished She-Hulk. I have yet to watch the Werewolf by Night thing. I just haven't been in the right mood or mode yet to like sit down and watch that. Left field question. I always like left field question. What kind of music do you love? Oh, so interesting. I like a lot of different stuff. I'm fairly eclectic in my music taste. Like I can appreciate country to an extent. My dad listened to a lot of country when I was a kid, so I can appreciate country. There's very few artists that I'm a big fan of. My sister was into my sister grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. So yeah, she was into rock and then alternative. And I had a friend in grad school got me into rap. So I like a lot of different stuff. Like my favorite bands of all time are like No Doubt and Red Hot Chili Peppers and the White Stripes and the Hives I love, and that gives you any clue. I'm trying to think. I know I'm blanking on some others, but yeah, I listen to all kinds of stuff. I like Pink. I think some of her stuff is really good. It just depends. So polkas, polkas, yeah. Eminem. I was a huge Eminem fan back in the day. Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop. Not as much some of the newer hip hop rap stuff, but yeah. What's going on, Planet Arizona? So, listen, while out delivering the mail, and I thought, oh, be careful, be safe, my friend, be safe. So yeah, so there's your off the wall music question that took up like 2 minutes. So we'll circle back to that. We're into whatever we're watching. So let's start with House of Dragon because that's the first one I watched this week. Really, really good. All the time, this whole season is basically going to be prelude, intro. John says I'm back, start over. You've missed nothing, John. You missed that I'm, once again, like I was last week when you were on, I'm drinking Russell's. You missed that I'm going to do my usual shows tomorrow, and then we got Monsters coming up this week. And that I didn't read anything else this week. I know comics came in and I didn't read anything. So now we're talking, what am I watching? And we're only 8 minutes in. So, I continue to really enjoy House of Dragon. Eamon, I could tell, is going to be like love to hate already. I'm looking forward to it. They're saying it's going to be 4 seasons. We'll see if HBO Discovery actually commits to it for 4 seasons to make dragons. Very good, carry on. But that's my only concern there. As much budget cutting as they are going to do, like to do the Dance of Dragons credit, they got to have a lot of dragons, because a lot of the war is dragons. So we will see whether or not they really do it credit. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Damon is, of course, a badass. And, you feel for Viserys. He was trying to do the right thing, and nothing worked out. So, do you suffer from monstrositis? I don't even know what that is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. Not that I know of. So, but yeah, really enjoying House of the Dragon. I still, and I get it. They haven't spent much time delving into any of the outside of Alicent and Rhaenyra and a little bit of Daemon. We haven't spent enough time with some of the characters to really understand them, that are going to play a huge role in the dance, but I'm still looking forward to it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. 2 episodes ago. Hey, old man Bob, what is going Andor. So apparently Andor's into the cycle of set up, action episode, set up, action episode. Which is fine. I still feel like the pacing's a little off. Like I felt like they jammed a ton into this episode 6, whereas 4 and 5 were super slow. And I feel like where they should have been is like if they had taken us all the way up to her saying go, we're a go, like to start their mission on episode 5, like they could have gotten rid of like the first, then they could have played some of this out. It would have been amazing. But it was a really good episode. Episode 6 was probably the best episode of the season so far, easily, I think. I won't do a ton of spoilers there, but I'm enjoying Andor. I still feel like the pacing is just not quite right, but I'm enjoying it. But I'll be honest, Cassian is not. I mean, we ultimately know what happens to him, but he's not a super endearing character. But it's still been a good show. So I'm curious to see where they go with the second half, because I think it's 12 episodes, I believe. So a much longer series than they've been doing. So I guess we're going to get set up, action, set up, action going forward. Because it sounds, my guess is the next 2 episodes are them going to be re-recruiting him, and then the next mission, and then, yeah. So from there. I don't know if we're going to get K2SO. I hope we get Alan Tuck. I'm a huge Alan Tuck fan. So I hope we get K2SO before the season is over, but we will see. So yeah, so that brings us to 12 minutes in, and we're already, normally I don't talk about this till we're like 30 minutes in. But I just don't have that much to talk about tonight. Unless you guys keep me going on something. But yeah, we're going to talk She-Hulk. And my thoughts, can't believe I took 12 minutes and I've already talked about House of Dragon and Andor. Is there anything else I have to say about those? I mean, they're good. I'm enjoying them. But I hate to just give full out spoilers. I mean, the scene in the throne room in House of Dragon was amazing. And the dinner was really well written. And you see the adults like trying to be adults and like reconcile a little bit, and then the kids are just like, no. It's like, no. Screw each other. So yeah. Aemond and Aegon are just a-holes, and Luke and Jace can't help themselves. Or I should say Aegon and Aemond can't help themselves, and Luke and Jace can't resist when they poke them. But beyond that, so that was a couple extra thoughts there. Andor, like, I thought the episode was really well done. It was just a really good episode. Definitely the best of the season so far. But yeah, don't go on a mission with Cassian. Those don't turn out well. So for the people around him, at least. She-Hulk. So the people that have hated it all along shockingly hated the finale. Hated it. Worst show ever. This sucks. Marvel's jumped the rails. This is not comic book accurate. Did you not read the John Byrne run of She-Hulk? He's all caught up. I am completely with John. Like, the whole season, like, I had a good time watching She-Hulk. I should read out John's comment here. Yeah, he's all caught up. 2 episodes were freaking good. Byrne worthy standing ovation and redeemed the week of comedy for half. Same page here. I enjoyed it the whole way through. There were times the humor didn't completely work for me. But overall, I just had a good time watching it. It wasn't a great show, and I stand by it. It's still not a great show. But they leaned in hardcore on the Byrne stuff, and I think that's amazing. They also leaned in on the lawyer stuff, the Dan Slott lawyer stuff. They brought in a lot of those characters. And they lean hardcore on the John Byrne stuff. And if you didn't like it, then you've clearly never read you didn't like the John Byrne stuff. I mean, the humor was great. It was spot on. Everyone wants everything that Marvel does right now. Well, I don't know that Marvel can do anything right now for some people. And those people aren't worth bothering with. But if they just want to complain. But it was never intended to really advance the Marvel universe. It was introducing her, and they were going to give her an opportunity to do her own thing. This show is like, it was a chance to have fun, to have a comedy, to do something different that they don't get to do normally. People complain about, and she even, like, the joke was in there, like, all the endings are the same. It's the big fight scene at the end. And I love that she was like, whoa, like when all of them showed up and it was like, we're going to have the big, and she was like, whoa, no. And she like went through just like she used to go through the page of the comic. She went through the screen, went and hunted them down. She used to talk to Byrne all the time. The fact that she hunted down the writers, I mean, I thought all of it was amazing, that she just shattered the fourth wall. She always knew that whole run. She knew she was in a comic book. Always. No, Eros did not show up at all. They did not play that storyline. So no, that wasn't part of it. See, I disagree. Like, on that the CGI was awful and distracting. I thought it was fine. It's a TV show. I didn't expect it to be perfect, and I thought overall it worked generally. So I'll agree to disagree on that one. I didn't find it distracting at all. After the first episode, this is what it is. This is how she's going to look, and I just went with it, and it was good enough for me that it didn't bother me. So, well, yeah. I mean, Hollywood's always gonna make their own twist on things when they adapt something. But to me, this was super comic accurate. Like, she did all this. I know several people have posted. I think John posted it or reposted somebody who'd done it. Where there's a whole book where like she accidentally like erases the thing, and it's like white pages for like 3 or 4 pages, and then she rips through the page like, "No, you've already done this bit, Byrne," and she's like hunting him down, and it's. I mean, she's on the cover one time with him over her shoulder, like, nope, you're not doing it. Like, she constantly interacted with her creator, with the writer and the artist in the book back then. And I thought it was great. Now, I will say, I hope for the most part, they keep the fourth wall breaking to her own show. They're already talking about giving her a second season. I would love for them to give it. I thought it was great. Like ultimately I thought it was just a lot of fun, and we take it too seriously sometimes. I've been on this kick now for several months. It's my kick with reading the Batgirls comic. It's my kick with She-Hulk. Is that we all take all their comics are meant to be fun. Now, can they tell serious stories? Yes. And should they at times? Yes. And can those serious stories be amazing? Absolutely. But they should also be fun at times, and they should tell fun stories, and they should not take themselves seriously at times. And I am perfectly okay with that. This show does not take itself too seriously. They have fun with it. And I thought it all worked for me. If you didn't like it, then it's not for you, and that's okay. But I thought it was great. I thought the way they ended it was awesome. I didn't need a big Titania and Abomination and Hulk and whatever the Hulk King battle royale at the end. I didn't need any of that. Her like, no, let's not do that. It was great. And then the lines about her, like they were talking about the Matt Murdock stuff, was so hilarious. I mean, her jokes about Smash, about. I mean, that was so well done. Can we get Matt back on? And I'm okay with it. There's room for all of it, is my point, I guess. There's room for not everyone has every show or episode or movie or story has to advance a greater MCU plot. Sometimes they can just be about themselves. Apparently, I'm preaching. But, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If this is what I'm preaching about, is just have some fun with it, is all I'm saying. And I'm perfectly okay. I thought it was an excellent representation of my favorite She-Hulk stuff. About the only stuff I've really read is the Byrne stuff. I've read a little bit of other She-Hulk stuff. But so, yeah, to me, this was She-Hulk. It was fantastic. And yeah, it got better at the end. The last few episodes were better for me. I didn't mind the Kevin stuff. I thought that was hysterical that it was a robot. And yeah. Clearly, but he did break the terms of his thing. He was clearly doing that for speaking engagements. But yeah, the length of the sentence seemed overt for what he was doing. And that's okay. And that's the thing that I don't like, that I've tried, that like, even when I don't like stuff, is it's okay for us that we all have different opinions. We do. Why does Marvel put out 70 books a month? Because people like different things. It's okay. Not every show. There needs to be this acceptance now that they've went this route of people are going to have to get it through their heads that now that they've went this route and they're putting out four movies a year and 4 shows a year and 3 and probably soon to be 2 or 3 specials a year, like this Werewolf by Night thing and the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special and that kind of stuff. Not to mention some animation stuff. You're not every project's going to be you're not going to like them all. And that's okay. And you don't have to watch them all to understand what's going on. So, hey, Bobby, what's going on? Yeah. Not everything is for everybody, and it's okay. So, I really enjoyed the heck out of She-Hulk. I thought it was a good time. I didn't need a big battle at the end to wrap up the storyline. What they did was funny and smart and on the nose. And I used because the joke with the non-disclosure agreement was so well done. I love that. Was maybe my second favorite joke to the Daredevil stuff. Was like, why'd you make me sign that? He's like, everyone has to sign the NDA. All of that made me laugh, and I thought it was good. Well, yeah, that goes without saying. That goes without saying, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. I hope we get a second season. I will say, I hope that her tone I think that would have gotten more annoying for me. I thought it was fun that they did it, but if they'd have done that through the whole season, that would have been more annoying for me. But yes, I thought it was the throwback to the original Hulk show at the beginning was really well done. Like, there was so much good stuff in that last episode. There really was. It was really well done, I thought. At least for me. I enjoyed it. If you didn't, sorry. I'm sure maybe you probably love Werewolf by Night, and I haven't even watched it yet because I really just haven't been able to get enough interest even when people say it's good. I don't know. I haven't had enough interest to actually pull the trigger and sit down and watch it. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, but I will say, yeah, there's people that just can't be happy about things. There's just people that are going to complain no matter what. And that's really what it comes down to. It was comic accurate and it was different. And all of those are things that I'd been begging for and I enjoyed because they were different. Bobby's laughing at me. I will say, in her show, I hope they continue to handle the fourth wall exactly how they did this thing. Let her break it, do the fun stuff, go crazy with it. When she shows up in other people's shows, when she shows up in movies, which she will at some point, I hope they don't they back it way down, but they just give little subtle nods to it. Like, they don't give her the ability to break the fourth wall, unless it's with Deadpool, in which case then they can both break the fourth wall and it's no big deal. But like, if she's in an Avengers movie, I would prefer that 99.9% of the movie and her scenes, she doesn't break the fourth wall. It's just she's in the Avengers movie. And then there's like 2 moments or 3 moments, really 2, I think is the right number. 2 moments in that movie where there's a little nod to her ability to break the fourth wall if she wanted to. But it's not her project, so she doesn't, kind of thing. And I think that would be perfect. I will definitely watch it before Halloween. I just haven't gotten there yet. They're coming for the episodes. They're not. It was a one-off. They'll do something else eventually, particularly because it seems to be getting good reviews. Like all those characters are coming back in some form. But no, there's no more episodes of Werewolf by Night. Just that one, John. Sorry. I don't even know what our next Marvel show is at this point. Does anybody know? We got like a bunch of episodes of Andor left, but with the Werewolf by Night thing done, does anybody know what the next show is? Yeah. Boo. I'm curious. Do you guys know? Because I don't know what's next on the Marvel. I know they put out a schedule. I guess I should know, but I do not. Next Marvel show. What's the next Marvel show? I'm very curious now. It's not Ironheart. That's not until next Marvel series after She-Hulk. Nothing this year. Secret Invasion, which is not until spring of 23. So we got a while. Oh, we do get the Guardians special. Okay, the Guardians special is coming in December. Yeah. That would be good too. That would be a good moment. Yeah. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking the Christmas special wasn't for next year, but yeah. So we're getting the Guardians Christmas special and then Secret Invasion, which will be a completely different tone, which is awesome. The Secret Invasion I'm talking about. Guardians is probably going to be a lot of humor, but yeah. So I'm perfectly good with those things. That is where we're at. So at this point, we're going to take off the She-Hulk spoilers. I give it thumbs. But 2 thumbs up. I give it like a thumb and 3/4. Like, so like overall series. The overall series, I would probably say maybe like 7.5 out of 10, maybe something like that. The final 2 episodes, I think, were like 8.5 out of 10. Really good, not great. That's okay. So there you go. I think that's right, John. I think it is Secret Invasion, then Ironheart. That might be right. So we'll see. We got a while at this rate for the next one. No, I don't know when we're getting What If again. All right. Something there just needs to be a little nod to it. One or 2 moments where they nod to her ability to do it, and then they just carry on with the movie. Like, she doesn't really. There's not a full blown break the fourth wall, but just something like that for sure. Like where she doesn't actually talk to the audience of the movie, but she's talking to somebody. Like she's talking off to the side, like she's talking to an audience, but she's not looking at those watching the movie. Like she's talking to her own audience or something. 9.5. I think I'm being a little harsh. I think you're right. Probably like the final 2 episodes probably bump it to like an 8. And then the final 2 episodes themselves are probably like a 9. I don't know. The end of it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's fun. I hate to give anything a 9 that I don't think that I'll necessarily go back and rewatch though. I could go back and watch the ending, but I probably wouldn't go back and watch the whole season. Yeah, I mean it's good. I enjoyed it. That would be good. No, solid 8 out of 10. I think that's probably right. 8 out of 10. I think, yeah, I think that's right. I think so. I'm good with that. All right, off the She-Hulk thing. We're 30 minutes in, and at this point, we are down to what do you guys want to talk about? Because I went through all my stuff, like all my little things. Definitely gonna rewatch Werewolf by Night. I just need to sit down and do it. I just haven't. I was gonna do it last night, and then I just didn't. I was messing around on the computer. I was doing some other stuff, and I was just like, I'm not gonna watch it. So I don't know. I don't have an excuse. I just haven't got there yet. But with She-Hulk over, and now I'm down to House of Dragon and Andor, and I only got 2 episodes of House of Dragon left. I will definitely get it watched here in the next week or so. Yeah, we'll get there between now and Halloween for sure. Thank you, Jared. Thank you. That was so good. I talked about that whole scene with that guy, and the funny thing is, so Viserys could have ended all of this, but he wouldn't do it. Like, because technically, he could have just acknowledged the boys, like officially, because even if they're like, as we've seen in the other shows, like even if they're bastards, he can, as the king, he can grant them full rights and name. He can give them their name and grant them full rights. Now, but it would have been admitting what Rhaenyra did to do that, but he could have done that. He didn't. He just refused to, like, no. So yeah. So it was, but I love Daemon. Daemon is, I know a lot of what happens in the Dance of Dragons, so I'm looking forward to a lot of it. Daemon is awesome for sure. Charlie and Kate. Oh, Halloween costumes. Well, you already know what mine is. You've already seen mine. Because I was drunk and angry at my workplace on a Wolf channel. So now you've seen part of mine. You haven't seen the full regalia, but yeah. So yeah, because I was drunk and angry. So yeah, you guys got to see it early. But yes. Charlie and Kate will be amazing this year. So do we get a preview, or do we have to wait? Are we going to get a hint, or are we going to have to wait? Going into an old balding guy. There's no balding about it, really. So yes, Bobby, we are drinking a little. We are on the bourbon tonight. We got. Oh, I need to finish this off. It's getting too much ice melt in there. So we are back on the Russells tonight. So yeah. What were my favorite MCU projects? Like, of all time, it's still Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is still my favorite MCU movie. It's my favorite. And I don't think it's particularly close. I love Winter Soldier. I really love all the Captain America movies. Those are all, I probably rate them all higher than most people do. I actually rate Civil War a little lower than most people do. Probably that's the one, even though it's really good, it just, for me, it's not quite as good because I feel like it gets a little messy. Charlie and I will be matching. Kate is adding to her Stranger Things episode. Okay. Didn't she go as 11 last year or the year before? Grace is with the floor. Great. Well, not all of us here at the moment. So you guys will have to wait until Comigories a week from Monday. So on the 24th, we will be on this guy's channel, and I will be in the full regalia for the Comigories Halloween special. So you guys will have to wait for that. But yes, you will get the full regalia. Something new this year. Okay. But yeah, so Winter Soldier, easily my favorite movie. Beyond that, it gets a little harder. Like, I can go different directions depending on where you want to go with my next, like, my movie ranking. It's been a while since I really thought through a ranking on the movies. Show-wise, it used to be WandaVision, but they undid, in my opinion, they backtrack on a ton of her growth in Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse of Madness is good, but I didn't like the way they handled Wanda in that, and I didn't like the way it followed up on what happened in WandaVision, and to me, it kind of ruined the show for me a little bit. It went from being my favorite Marvel show because it was different and it was interesting and it was really well done, I thought, to, well, crap, none of it meant anything, and so that dropped it down. Loki was good. I really enjoyed Hawkeye, even though it was a very straightforward Marvel thing. I really, really enjoyed Hawkeye. But honestly, I would almost say Miss Marvel, even though like the villains and the battle stuff were not that great. The family stuff on Miss Marvel was so good. Like, I love the stuff with her family, and like I felt like they missed the mark with the fights in the end of Miss Marvel. Yeah, I have the same. This is exactly where I am with this. John's on the same page. It undid it. Yeah. So they undid WandaVision. For safety purposes. I don't know if I'm actually gonna, like, I always have had candy. And my neighborhood is so weird. Some years I'll get like 20, 30 kids. Some years I'll get 3. Like last year, I think I had like 2 groups. It's like, so do I buy? If I buy a lot of candy, I don't get any trick or treaters. If I buy I buy barely any, then I'm like running out. I'm like, being stingy with it by the end of the night. So I don't know. I may just hide on Halloween. I may just turn the lights off and pretend I'm not home. It's a horrible way to be, but I never know what I'm going to get trick or treater wise. It's so annoying. There's no consistency, but yeah. I'm trying to think what other show would rank up there. I loved Oscar Isaac and Moon Knight, but that show was a mess. I love Hawkeye. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was just, it was okay. It was just straightforward. What If was fine, but some of the episodes were great. Some of them were So yeah, at this stage, I would say it's probably Miss Marvel. And then it might be She-Hulk, honestly. Maybe Hawkeye. But WandaVision got destroyed, so yeah, for me. Right? So, and I get this, Jack. I get this, the Darkhold played a role in it. But for me, what should have happened, given what happened to her in the show, and given that they were doing a multiverse thing, is what she should have been confronted with was a dark version of herself. Like, instead of, like, the villain could have still been a Wanda. it just shouldn't have been our Wanda who'd already went through this. Is my take, where I really think it should have been. And then, like, but anyway, that's just me. Later, man. Be safe. If you're still out in the stormy weather, be safe, my friend. Be safe, planet. So, yeah. Yeah, to me, they just didn't, it wasn't handled correctly, in my opinion. So, all right. What else? What else you guys want out there? Talked about music earlier, what my favorite genres or music stuff is, if I have one. It's like eclectic rock, alternative kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, I got nothing else. I don't know. I'm running out of steam. It's 40 minutes in. Normally we go an hour. We'll give you guys a minute to come up with some stuff. Reminder: Cash or Trash tomorrow. Well, we'll see. As of the last time I looked, Tom had not posted this video. Let's see. Still no video from Tom, which is not necessarily a surprise. And should have D&D tomorrow night with this guy and Daymares, and yeah. So we should be doing that, and we'll be talking Monstrous this week on the Indie Show on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. And then the week after that, we're going to be doing Deadly Class. We'll kick that series off. And then the week after that, we're doing Murder Falcon, because this guy is obsessed with Murder Falcon. So he and I and Bearded and Daymares are going to talk Murder Falcon. And then I don't have anything scheduled beyond that. I don't actually have the Murder Falcon lined out yet. Just all right. It looks like maybe you guys got nothing else. Some point. Yeah. Again, I think if you'd done an alternate version of her that had come out of what happened to her in a different mindset. So our Wanda still gets to be a hero, but we still get to see what Wanda could be if she goes down that road, and she's confronted with that, just like he's confronted with what he could have been if he went full into the dark magic. Like, if they'd both been confronted with that, to me, that's a better story. But anyway, Chaos is another Murder Falcon fan. Hey, Gore, what is going on, my friend? I think that's right. There's several Murder Falcon fans out there, but this is the group that I'm going to be talking about it with. And then, yeah, there was something else I was going to say. I don't know. Or something. I've lost my train of thought now. We're going to take a drink while we're thinking. We are going to take a drink. But yeah, otherwise, other movies that are like top 5 movies for me. Top 5 Marvel movies. It's so hard now. They're up to like 30. I mean, the first Guardians is up there for me. Endgame, and I think of Endgame and Infinity War is basically one movie in some ways, but yeah, those are way up there for me. First Black Panther's up there. I don't think it takes the top 5 though. I don't know. I'm forgetting stuff at the moment. I know I am. Yeah, I'd have to do it at some point. Yeah. I mean, she let them go. She made the choice to let them go, and then we see her in the next movie. She chooses to let them go. She releases them, and then we see her in the next movie, like obsessed with finding them, and it's like, wait, you created them. You could just she could have just recreated them. She created them originally. Like, I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me. But enough of a rant about WandaVision and how it was ruined by Multiverse of Madness. What else we got? I don't think my sister ever watched it because she found out Wanda was a villain and she was pissed. She's like, screw that movie. Maybe. I just think people, like, you go back and look. I know there's been a lot of complaining. I talked about this earlier when I was talking about She-Hulk. But so much complaining about how none of these movies are any good since Endgame, and none of their projects are any good. It all sucks. And it's like, dude, go back and watch some of those early ones. Watch the first Thor. Watch Iron Man 2. Like, watch Incredible Hulk. Some of those movies they weren't terrible, but they weren't great. They weren't any better than the stuff we're getting now. They were okay, and that's okay. Let them do their thing. I'm fine with it. I'm enjoying it. Ooh, well, we may just have to take you up on that. So I will send you the info on Deadly Class, my friend. I will send you that. Yeah, if I can get you on, I will send you the info for sure. Capture the Magic Superman. Hey, there is a magic to that movie. I know that's like that may be John's favorite superhero movie of all time, and there is a magic to Christopher Reeve in that first Superman movie that I don't think they've never recaptured for Superman, and they really have rarely recaptured, period, in terms of Dark World. Ugh. Yeah, that's another one that's at the bottom. They've rarely recaptured in the others. Is it a perfect movie? No, but that first Superman movie is so, like, people that complain that Superman's boring and that kind of stuff, go watch that movie. Superman is not boring. And I'm not a huge Superman fan. Like, he's not one of my favorite characters, but if Superman's boring, it's because he's got bad writing. Yeah, I will definitely let you know, Gore. I will be in touch. So it is I will tell you right now, it's the 20, I think it's the 26th is what we're shooting for. Let me get to Instagram. One second. And based on those comments, I know John's schedule more than John knows his schedule. It's the 26th, but it's not till it's late. It'd be like 9, because the group needs to go late that night. So it's not till 10:15 Eastern, 9:15 Central our time. So, yeah. So it's so it wouldn't start for 30 minutes from now. It's when it would start on a Wednesday. So, night, Brett. I have not met him. He does some cool art, but I've never met him. So, but yeah, I don't even remember what I was saying now. I lost my train of thought. I actually think the first Fantastic Four movie is pretty good. I think the casting for that was pretty good. I thought Michael Chiklis did fine as thing. The only casting there I didn't think was great was the guy that was Reed. I thought Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, Michael Chiklis were good casting. I don't think the Doom casting was pretty poor, and that guy. But I'm not a big fan of Reed. I think Reed is easily the worst for a Fantastic Four character. And I think he's hard to pull off because you got to balance this super intelligent guy who often comes off as cold and detached, but you got to give him a warmth that why these other people care about him. How is he Ben's best friend? Why does Sue care about him? And I think it's a struggle sometimes with Reed because he comes off as just an a-hole at times and unlikable. And he's a tough character to write for me, I think. That I met 19 Sheba 75. I don't know. I missed something there. But I think that movie's decent. The second one's not very good. I think, like, if you want to talk about, like, all-time favorite comic book movies, not particularly ranked, but, like, I would guess 2 or 3 of them are not, Superman 1, The Dark Knight, Spider-Man 2, Winter Soldier. What would be the 5th one? Those 4 I know would be in my top 5 of all time, like, superhero movies. And then maybe like Mask of the Phantasm. But if we're going to leave animated out, it's a good question. I don't know what the 4th one would be. I know that for me, like, the original Superman, The Dark Knight, that version of the Joker, Captain America Winter Soldier, and Spider-Man 2 would all rank really, really high. Beyond that, I don't know. I would have to think about it. And that's okay. Like, you can love that movie. I think that movie is not as bad as what people remember. The first one. The second one, I don't think is very good. But the first one is not as bad as people remember. Doom is not good in that movie. And I think that really brings it down. And that actor is not great as Reed. Yeah. We've only won 2. I'd love for us. I keep hoping we're going to get another one with Mahomes. Nice. So, yeah. Well, we're winding down here on the hour. What else do you guys want to talk about? So those are kind of my top comic book movies. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Probably my 5th one would probably be V for Vendetta. I love V for Vendetta. I think that's a great movie. Doesn't hurt that I love Natalie Portman and have, like, since I was a kid and watched The Professional, and she was also a kid. Like, we're about the same age, so it wasn't, like, creepy then. But, like, I've always been a huge Natalie Portman fan. That might be my 5th. That might be the other one that would be my top 5 comic book movies. I know John did one of those once upon a time. I don't know if he's even still in here. He used to do those top 5s with Ryan, and he never invited me because I wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough for a top 5. I'm trying to guilt him into doing another one, getting Ryan to do another one. I don't know what it would be, but yeah. Other things. You guys, I already did a recap of what's going on this week. I don't have anything else. I think I'm at the end, boys. I think I'm at the end. We're down to 9 people in here, so yeah, I might be at the end. Let's you guys get one more. I'll give you another 30 seconds to come up with a minute to come up with another question to prompt me to something else. To keep me going. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. Things I got going on. Hopefully, I have an unboxing before I leave. If I don't, yeah. So it got submitted. Like, it got dropped off like Tuesday or Wednesday. When was the 11th? So it got dropped off on Wednesday, and it still says they don't have it in the system. And he dropped it off where he always drops it off. And the other thing he dropped off at the same time is like halfway to the place already. So I'm a little worried because it's, you guys remember I said something about a big item? Yeah. So I may have to have him start checking if we haven't seen anything about Monday, because this is a little concerning that they haven't. He says their mail service in there has been all jacked up for a while, but still, I don't know. All right, I'm seeing no comments. We're down to 6. We're gonna wrap this up. I want to thank you guys, Bobby for hanging out, Jackson Roy Kirk for hanging out, 19 Chohiba, what's going on? Gore Vidal, I will be in touch about Deadly Class stuff. Brett, who else is in here? Don't know. John probably already bailed. Planet already bailed. But thanks for everybody that hanging out. And any of you that aren't commenting, feel free to comment. I know it's a big step. It took me a long time before I started commenting. But with that, we're going to get out of here. We will catch you guys next time. We will see you for Cash or Trash tomorrow and D&D tomorrow night if you want to come hang out with us by watch me try to DM, which is always an adventure. With that, we're going to say goodnight. Later.